Hi guys! So, as hard as it is to believe, it is actually January 1st, 2021. We made it! And I wanted to start off 2021 by showing you my planner and journal lineup. As you can see, I've got quite a few different planners and journals here before me. Some of them are familiar faces, some of them are new, and I will go through all of them with you now. I'm sorry about the lighting. I know there are a lot of shadows. It's just been really gloomy in the UK, and this is the best I can do, so hopefully it will be all right. So as usual, we will start off with my core planning system, which consists of two planners that I keep in this Hobonichi tote bag. And this won't come as any surprise. It's my trusty old Weeks and Cousin. So my Cousin is my work planner, as it has been for about 6 years now. And this isn't actually a new planner because I use the spring version of the Cousin, so I'll be getting my new one in March. So this is still a 2020 Cousin, and it's in a choose to do cover at the moment, but I switch the covers out about once a week, and then it also has a Salty Katie jelly cover. So I'll do a separate video showing you how I've been using my Cousin recently, but basically it's the same as always. It's concentrated around the weekly section, which I use for all of my appointments and to-dos. The monthly is like a future overview, and then I use the daily spreads for a variety of daily plans and work-related notes. So I'll go through this in more detail in a separate video, but nothing has really changed here. And then the other member of my core planning system is my weeks, which I did a separate video on recently, so this might be familiar to you. This is the Embrace the Constellations weeks, and I have decided to set this up as a fun, colorful planner with lots of stickers. So I've been using this for a few weeks now, and you can see how it's been going. I basically just use this for everything that's not work related. So I keep all of my appointments in here because that way I don't have to worry about checking in two different places or double booking or losing track of things. But anything that's a to-do and is not work related, I put in here. And this also has the dates on the Jewish calendar, which is really convenient because then I know at a glance without having to look at a special Jewish calendar. It's all in here. So I basically use the monthly spreads to track orders that are not planner related, and also to keep track of home related things that have happened, like when we've changed the sheets or replaced the throws on the sofa, so I can keep track of, you know, like when I have to wash them again, that kind of thing. So it's a combination tracker and planner. And then I use the notes pages for all kinds of things like TV shows to watch, dog vaccinations. I have to fill this in, copy it over from my old weeks, hobbies. We wrote a song, just like silly stuff. Anyway, so that's my weeks. So this is basically everything that is not work related. And so together, these two planners make up my basic system, and I could function just with them. So for people who get alarmed by those of us in the planner community, they have many, many planners and think, you know, how can you possibly manage with that many planners? Isn't that inefficient? I think that the way that a lot of us manage it is that we have one or two essential planners where all of our important information goes that we don't switch out, and that keeps us grounded. That's how I do it anyway. I really like having a home planner and a work planner, and together I think, or a personal planner or a non-work planner and a work planner, and together that is the basis of my system, and that's why they go in this special bag. But because I am a planner enthusiast and planners are my hobby, I would be sad if I only had these two functional planners, and therefore I have a whole stack of other planners that serve more specific functions, which I can take out of the rotation or switch out, and I enjoy that. And it is also functional, but it doesn't really require a lot of investment of time because everything that I need is in here. So if it's a really busy week and I don't have time to have fun with planners, I just rely on the contents of this bag. But when I get the chance, I like to have fun with multiple planners. So this is the first one that I would say is a more I guess, specific use planner, not like an everyday planner that I rely on all the time, but it's pretty close. So sometimes it goes into this bag, depending on how I feel. And this is my B6 Stalogy with a TWSBI pen, which I love. And this is undated, and I've been using it since the beginning of 2020. So I do mark off the dates so that I can keep track of how long I've been using it. But I think that this will last well into 2021 because this was how much I used over the whole of 2020, and it's a bit less than half. So I'm just going to keep using this until it's full. And this is a daily planner. So I really like the timeline on this. There's a timeline that's very faint, which you can ignore. It's a B6 Stalogy. And so you can circle the day and the date, and then you can also use this timeline, which is great because if I have a lot of appointments, I like to plan it out the night before and see what the day is going to look like. And this is a combination of everything: work, personal, anything that's going on during my day. And then I put my top 3 or top X up here because it often ends up being more than 3 or fewer than 3. And then on the right, I will write my to-do lists. So I was using this pretty consistently throughout the first few months of 2020, and then around the time of lockdown I just stopped, and then I got back into it around the middle of July, and I used it pretty consistently until around November, I would say, and then for some reason I just fell off the daily planner wagon again and I wasn't using it. But I would like to start using it again now, I think in the beginning of 2021. One issue with it is that sometimes I just want to write a to-do list and I don't want the timeline. And for some reason, because I'm a bit of a control freak, I guess, I like having it all look the same. And so I don't like the idea of using some pages just for to-do lists without the timeline. So sometimes I've just been using a gridded notebook for to-dos, like a running to-do list. But I'm thinking of getting back into this and just using this because I really like being able to, you know, flip back and see what I was doing all year. So because it's undated, this is really convenient because if I stop using it, I don't have to worry about blank pages when I come back to it. So that is my daily planner. Then I have a new addition to my lineup, and this actually is not mine. This is James's. James is using this Swallows Weeks as a fitness planner and tracker, but I have ordered one from Hobonichi. I cracked because those of you who have been watching my channel for a while might know that I had a huge dilemma of whether to get the Constellation Weeks or the Swallows Weeks, and I kind of went for both, and then I decided on the Constellation in the end, and I gave this to James. But I could never forget it, and I finally decided that I would like to use this as a so-called dirty planner, or just like a kind of rough notes planner. And the reason that I was able to allow for this in my strict regime of planners is that I am currently using a mini happy planner just with undated inserts in it, which I keep by my bed in case I think of something on any topic when I am, you know, like about to go to sleep or waking up and I don't have my other planners with me because I usually leave them in the living room. So I thought that instead of the mini happy planner, I could have a Swallows Weeks, and then it would be dated, and if I have any notes, like sometimes I write down when I've taken medication at night, and I like to have the date by it, and I don't always remember the date because the mini happy planner just has undated inserts. So basically I would use it in the same way that I'm using that, just for rough notes, and also I would have this with me everywhere in the flat. I would always have it by my side so that I would never need to worry about having to write something down when I don't have my planner to hand. And I'm just going to use it like that and, you know, not worry if I don't use all the pages or if it's blank or if it's messy, because it's going to be my dirty planner. And I'm really excited to have that arrive, and it's going to look like this more or less because it will be the same design. So that is another of my, I guess, non-core planners. Then we have another one which is a new addition to the lineup, and that is the Takeout planner, which I did a walkthrough of recently. So I'm super excited about starting to use this planner. It's in a Choose to Do holographic A5 cover. I'll leave these shops linked down below. And I'm going to use this for functional plan with me videos. So I'm really excited about this because I bought this planner just because I was really curious about it and I wanted to see what it was like. and I wanted to have a use for it. I was thinking of using it as a daily planner, and then I decided that I wanted to keep with Constellations. And so instead I'm going to do probably about once a month, I'm going to do functional plan with me, where I just plan out my whole week based on the contents of my 2 core planners. So I'll show you what I have going on, appointments, to-dos, work, non-work, put everything in here and show you how I would use this specific planner for it. So I'm really excited about that, and I'm planning to do the first one next week because I'll have more going on in terms of work appointments then. Okay, so this is a planner that has been in my lineup since 2019, and this is the Let's Plan Forever Undated Daily Planner. So this is a really cool planner because it gives you a page for every day of the year, but it doesn't give you a date for the year, right? So you can use this as a perpetual planner essentially. So I've been using this to note down when particular events happen in our lives, and since the pandemic I've been using it to note down when different COVID milestones happen. So like, for example, London was placed in level 2 COVID restrictions in October, and then it went to level 4 restrictions in level 3 restrictions first, and then turned into level 4 restrictions. So it's not like it's strictly a COVID planner, but I have been using it to record kind of momentous world events, I guess, and things that I'll want to look back on later and, you know, remember when these things happened. So I guess it's been a little bit grim of late because of the pandemic, but I also note down things that happen in our lives, just anything that I feel like is noteworthy. One thing per day, and not every day, just when I think of it. So when I come back on it the next year, I'll see, oh, this is what happened on the same day a year ago. And I've been doing that since 2019, so far I've built up, you know, kind of 2 years worth, I guess, and it probably has the capacity to go on for like 10 or more years, depending on how much I write in it. So that is the Let's Plan Forever, and this is, I guess, a very occasional planner. So I include it in my lineup because it is one of my planners, but this is not something that I will go into every day or, you know, even once a week. It's just when it occurs to me to write something, and it's very sporadic. This is another planner that I have already had for a while. This is a Paper Blanks 18-month horizontal weekly planner, and I have been using this since July of 2020 when it started. And I originally bought this as a personal planner because I missed having stickers in my weeks, and I've been using my weeks as a personal planner for the last 5 years. But last year my weeks was very, very dry, I guess. It was just paper and pen only. It wasn't colorful, and I missed that, so I thought I'm going to start a different planner as my personal planner, and that was kind of like my one book July adventure. And then I realized within, I guess, a week or two that I missed my weeks, and I went back to the weeks, but that was actually what led me to decide to make this week's colorful and put stickers in it, and never mind the fact that it's going to get chunky and fat because I just missed having it be fun. So I wanted to keep using this because I'd already decorated a lot, and I find it very difficult to get rid of hardbound planners halfway through. I find it much easier to give up on disc-bound planners or ring binders or other planners where you can like kind of basically just throw away the inserts. But with a bound planner, I like to stick to them, which is one of the reasons why I prefer bound planners, because I feel like it makes it easier for me to commit to them. And so I decided to switch this up and start using it as a well-being planner. And so what I do is every evening, or sometimes not every evening, I don't always have time for it, but if I do, I just spend a couple of minutes writing in some fun things that I want to do the next day. And usually it's the same things every day, so it's quite repetitive, but I think that it's very nice because it makes me focus for a little bit on the nice things that I'm looking forward to the next day. And I'm kind of hoping that that will sort of help me rewire my brain so that I become more aware of the fun things that I do, and just basically I'm kind of bringing to the front of my mind the nice, fun parts of the day and make them stand out more. And I really like flipping back and seeing all the decorations, because obviously I do decorate this as well. So I usually just put down some washi and some stickers ahead of time, and then I fill it in on the evening before, or sometimes a couple of days in advance, of the fun things that I want to do over the course of the coming days. So this is an 18-month planner, so it's about a third of the way finished, and so I'll have this until December 2021. Okay, then we have another undated planner which I introduced to my lineup a few months ago, and this is an Archer and Olive Moon Phases Blackout Planner, or Blackout Notebook, and I was really curious about this just because I loved the idea of a blackout notebook and I wanted to try using it for something. And what I decided to do with it was to use it for Sabbath and Jewish festivals, basically is my Sabbath planner. And so I put some monthly stickers in for 2020 to 21. This was a set that I got from Etsy, and I did a walkthrough of this planner early on where I linked these. So if you have a look at that video, it will have the link, or I'll try to find it and put it down below for this sticker shop, because these are fantastic stickers, and I really like the moon phase theme because that's kind of the theme for this notebook. And I really like the fact that it's undated. So I figured out that as a planner addict, I absolutely need to have dated planners for my core planners. It would drive me crazy not to have dated planners for the basis of my planner system. I just really, really need pre-printed dates. But for the more sporadic, just for fun planners, I really like having them be undated, because that means that if I can't use them, or I get overwhelmed and I don't have time and I can only touch my core planners, I don't come back to empty pages. So that is perfect for this kind of a thing. So I put in a 2020 here because I think this is going to last me for a couple of years. And I would just have fun every week stickerating a different spread in a different color and then writing in what I was going to do that Shabbos, that Sabbath, the Jewish Sabbath. And it kind of helped to make it special. And then I also put in holidays, so Shmini Atzeres and Simchas Torah, Jewish holidays that happened in the autumn. And so this is just like a dedicated special holiday planner, basically, and I only use it for holidays and the Sabbaths. And I'm just having a lot of different fun experimenting with the blackout layout, and I don't write directly on the pages. I put stickers on and then I write on the stickers. So I haven't been using it for a while because I got a little bit overwhelmed with all of my planners. So as you can see, the last spread I did was the middle of November. But then I did decorate this 2021 dashboard, and then I'm going to start using this again whenever I feel like it. So sometimes I have a bit of extra time in the evening, and I really like to decorate planners while watching TV. It's kind of like knitting or crocheting or embroidering or something. It's just something nice to do with your hands, and I find it really, really relaxing, and that is like my chief way of kind of unwinding and calming down. And so when I've got a bit of time, then I will stickerate some spreads in this, and then, you know, just use it to plan what I'm doing on those festivals and Sabbath. So yeah, I really love my Shabbos planner. But this is another one that's like not an essential part of my lineup. I just have it for fun, but I really enjoy it. Then we come to a new planner, which is a continuation of a previous planner. So this is my planner, and this is a Leuchtturm B6 Plus monthly planner, which I did a walkthrough of a few months ago when I got it. And so this is where I put everything to do with my planning hobby. So all of my video schedules, video ideas, lineups, thoughts about planners, anything planner related I put in here. And that's because planning, as you know, is my main hobby, and so I thought that it deserved its own planner. And I've had one of these for the last year and a bit, and I'm thinking of doing a walkthrough of or a flip through of my completed planner from 2020. So I think that I will film that within the next few days. And this is basically the same planner. It's just that I had the 2020 version before, which I finished, and this is now the 2021 edition. So it's called the Planner, and I think I'll probably decorate this some more, but so far I've just started off here. And then I'm going to use this to note down when I've made videos, so I can keep track of, you know, how consistent I am with making videos. And then the monthly spread I use for video schedules and also anything else that is planner related, like say when I'm expecting an order or when a launch is coming, anything like that. And then the notes pages after the monthly spreads I'm using for like YouTube video ideas, planner lineups, notes on videos, and anything else that's planner related. So sometimes I do like long form journaling in it, you know, just like kind of thoughts about various planner related issues, planner dilemmas. I like to work things out, and I make lists of like potential planner lineups, uses for empty notebooks that I have at the moment, notebook brands that I like, etc., etc. So anything planner related goes in here. And then we have 2 new planners. I know you're probably thinking like, what? More planners? And we haven't even got to the journals yet. But this is a planner channel, so it's probably no surprise to you. So this is a new planner, and this is another paper blanks, and it's the same design as this one. I love this so much that I have it in 2 different sizes. So this is my well-being planner, and then this one is the James and Lilly Fun Hub. And so I decided to get this planner so that James and I could plan out fun things that we're going to do, so that we can make sure that we make enough time to do stuff with each other, rather than just like, you know, domestic boring stuff like tidying the flat and ordering dog food and things like that. So as you can see, it started on Monday, and so I've been making notes about things that we want to do together. And it can be simple things like, you know, watching TV, or we've been solving mysteries like Hunt a Killer. We've got a few different mysteries, and we've been working on them together. So just, you know, kind of making sure that we schedule at least one fun thing to do together every day. So that is what this is for. And like, again, obviously I don't need to have this in a separate planner. I could put this in my personal planner, but for us it's like a fun way to kind of make this important, I guess, by giving it its own planner. And I leave it out on a table so that we can both see it, and it's open, we both have access to it, so either of us can put something in it if we want to. And it's just a nice way of making sure that we actually, you know, take it seriously to spend time together doing fun things. And so I really like the fact that it has its own planner, and obviously it doesn't need to, but it just adds enjoyment to our lives. So that is the J&L Fun Hub. And then another new addition is this Paper Blanks Constellations planner, and this I was absolutely transfixed by when I first saw it on their website, because I mentioned this in a previous video. If you saw my video on the, I think on my new planners for 2021, this is a 17th century star chart, I think, or 18th century, and it was the basis for this drawing. You can see that there the little like dragon guys are the same. So basically this was the inspiration for this. And I thought like, well, I cannot pass up the opportunity to have both of these planners in the same year. So this is what we call the J Hub. And this is where I put things for James' flat jobs to do. And that's because I work more hours than he does, and so he is like kind of taken on more of the like household stuff. And I got this Happy Planner household sticker pack, and I just put the Happy Planner stickers in here and then write down things for him to do, and sometimes he writes them down as well. But this is just basically the like kind of domestic job central. And obviously if I need to do a domestic job, I put it in here because I am the planner girl. So that's what this is for, and this is also open on the table so that we can both see it. And we had one of these last year. It was a hardbound Happy Planner, and it worked really well, and he liked having it, and we both thought it was convenient, so we decided to continue with it this year. And so that is what this is. So this is not a new concept, I guess, to my planner lineup. It's just a new like actual book. I didn't have a paper blanks for this before, but it's not a new role in the planner system. Okay, so the last of the specialist planners is my Fat Hobo, and this is a Mumsy and Bub cover, which it fits really well, except that it won't close, the poor thing, because the hobo is so very fat. So those of you who have seen my Fat Hobo before will not be shocked by this. Otherwise, you might be quite horrified by the fatness of this. So basically this is an A5 5-year techo from Hobonichi, and I use this as a kind of fun stickerated experiment where I put in a few plans every day for the next day. You can see how, because it's a 5-year techo, the first 2 years are filled in now. So I've had this in 2019 and 2020, and they are done. And so that means that up until here it's like pretty fat, because I'll open it in a minute, you'll see all the stickers inside. But then the last 3 years are yet to be filled in. And so they're still skinny. So this planner is basically just for fun and for documenting the days. Not documenting really, because I plan ahead of time, but it does kind of end up being a document, because as you can see, this is the beginning of my 3rd year. So this is the first day of year 3. So that was year 1, year 2, and now year 3. And I just write down a couple of things that I'm going to do in the day and then just decorate it. And it's super fun, and I basically just want to see what it looks like after I have been using it for 5 years. So this is the first few days of year 3 that I have decorated. And I'll just write them in the day before, or, you know, a couple of days before. And it's really, really fun to look back and see what I was doing on this day 2 years ago and 1 year ago and then now today. Especially with the pandemic, it's really interesting seeing how much things have changed. You know, it's kind of hard for me to believe all the stuff I was doing a year ago. And then this is what it looks like over the rest of the time. You can see only the first 2 years have been stickerated. But I've done, yeah, a full 2 years in it. And sometimes I did coordinated spreads, so like this one is all blue, so for the whole 5 years it's going to be all blue. This one was purple and orange. So I've done a few where it's like kind of coordinated, but for the most part it's just a bit random, and I just put in a nice colorful mix of different types of stickers, and they're mostly Happy Planner stickers, and that's it. So the Fat Hobo will be continuing with me into its 3rd year. Okay. So we have finally reached the end of the planners, the specialist planners, and now we go on to the journals and the memory keepers. So this is a new addition to my lineup, but it's based on a similar idea that I was doing in 2020. So in 2020, for the first time ever, I started a memory keeper. And I'll show you that because it's completed now, and I'm really satisfied because the whole year is like nice and full and thick. So this is totally empty, so there's not much interesting in here to show you, but this is an A5 softbound Leuchtturm horizontal weekly planner, and I'm going to use this basically just at the end of each week. I will put on some stickers and fill in some highlights of the week. So every day I'll put in one thing, or maybe not every day, but all of the main things that I want to remember for the week, and it will be totally on stickers. So I put stickers on, and then I use alphabet stickers from the Happy Planner or Carpe Diem to fill in the words. And I did this for all of 2020, and I really, really enjoyed it, and so it's definitely something that I wanted to keep going with. And so this is a new planner. I didn't use a Leuchtturm for that last year, but I'm really excited to start this, and so I'm going to be starting this at the end of this week. Okay, then we have another Hobonichi bag, and so this is another Mina Perhonen tote bag, and this contains my 3 daily journals, and they are, first, an A6 5-year techo, and this is really exciting because I have been using this since 2018, so I'm going into the 4th year now, which is super cool. And so far you can only see 3 years filled in, but this evening I'm going to be filling in year 4 for the first time. I'm super excited. This will be the first day of year 4 in this planner. And so basically on the left I write just the main things that happened during the day, and then on the right I write my highlights of the day, things that I really particularly loved about the day. And it's been so much fun over the past 3 years getting to see what I did as it grew. So, you know, the first year obviously you don't have anything to compare it to. Then the second year you see, oh, this is what I was doing 1 year ago today. And then the third year it was like, wow, that's what I was doing 2 years ago. And now it's going to be like 3 years ago. So it starts to feel more remote as you go along. And I really enjoy that feeling. It's very satisfying, and I'm super excited about seeing how it looks like as year 4 starts to fill up. So this is also in a Salty Katie jelly cover, by the way, which I really, really love. And so yeah, I'm going into year 4 with this, and that's really exciting. And it only takes me a couple of minutes to do at night, so I just do that every night. Then we have my A6 English planner from Hobonichi, also in a Salty Katie jelly cover and in a Hobonichi cover. And so this is completely empty because this is going to be starting on January 1st of 2021, which is today. And so this is my 3rd year in one of these. So I used one for the whole of 2019 and the whole of 2020, and I'm really satisfied to have 2 completely full ones of these on the shelf now. And again, it doesn't take me very long. I just use this for some daily journaling, like basically every day at the end of the day I'll write just whatever's on my mind. Doesn't have to have a theme. It's not usually about events. It's more about like how I'm feeling, and if I'm upset about something, how I can try to work it out and kind of make myself feel more positive about it by the end of the page. So it's kind of like a CBT journal, I guess, and it really, really helps. I always find myself like feeling better after I've written in it. And again, it doesn't take very long. It takes, you know, about 5 or 10 minutes, depending on whether I, you know, stop and have breaks while I'm writing. But yeah, basically this will be year 3 in one of these, and I really love it. And then finally, I have another A5 5-year Techo, and this one is the skinny hobo in contrast to the fat hobo, because believe it or not, these are actually both the same exact book, the A5 5-year Techo. It's just this is what happens when you put 5 kilos of stickers into it, and this is what happens when you don't put any stickers in it. So this is the Cookie Monster A5 cover from Hobonichi, which fits in this perfectly. In case you were looking for a cover that fits the A5 5-year Techo, the normal Hobonichi A5 covers don't fit it, and the normal A6 covers don't fit the A6 version of the 5-year Techo, but this Cookie Monster cover does. So I assume that the Elmo version, the A6, the red one, would also fit the A6, although I don't have that one. But yeah, this fits perfectly. So I just put a sheet of vellum here, and that's a Sweet Kawaii Design full page sticker. And this is the 2nd year that I've had this, so I've been using it for 1 full year. And I just use it to write down on the left, I write down things that I'm looking forward to doing that day, just to kind of perk myself up. On the right-hand side of the left page, I write down things that I am grateful for, and then on the right-hand side, I write accomplishments, and then things that I've been stressing about, I write it down like kind of imagining as if they'd already worked out. So this is like a vision book, I guess. And this is something I've been doing for years in different notebooks, and I really liked having somewhere where I can consolidate all of this, I guess, like kind of positivity stuff in one place. So this is like my positivity book. So on the right of the right-hand page, I write down things that I accomplished during the day, because often I feel like I get to the end of the day and I'm like, oh, I haven't done anything, I'm useless, I haven't accomplished as much as I want to. So I make myself focus on writing down all the things that I did accomplish, whether big or small, and that kind of helps. So yeah, I'm going into year 2 of this, so obviously I have another 4 years of it, and I am really enjoying this. And so I have like these 3 planners that I write in at night, and sometimes it gets a little bit much to write in all 3 of these at night, so I try to kind of do one of them during the day. At some point just have a small break of like 5 minutes and write in, either write in my journal or write in this one, so that I can kind of break them up throughout the day, and I also use them as like a bit of a reward between tasks. So those are my journals, and they go in this bag because I you know, kind of carry them around, and they all function as a unit. So I really like having these 2 Hobonichi bags for my, I guess, 2 main core. These are the planners that I use on a daily basis, and the journals, right? So this is my core planning system, and this is my core journal system, and then all of the rest of these I use more on a like kind of as and when basis, like, you know, either when it suits, when I've got time, once a week. So like this one I'll do once a week on the weekend. The Fat Hobo I kind of do, you know, whenever I manage. So I try to do it once a day, but sometimes I don't manage, and then I have to catch up on the weekend, that sort of thing. So there you have it. This is my gigantic planner and journal stack, and I absolutely love them. They all make me so happy. And I think like I'm pretty satisfied with the way the system is working, because I've got it quite neatly divided into the core system that I have to keep up with, which I feel is manageable, and then the as and when planners, which just add delight and sparkle to my life. So I hope that you enjoyed this. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a great start to 2021. Let's hope that it's better than 2020, and I will see you again soon. Bye.